Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. This morning, we're going to be talking about a topic that we are all familiar with, live streaming. But this morning, I want to approach it from a different perspective. I want to approach it from a personal perspective. And as I share this from a personal perspective, I want you to look at live streaming or podcasting or content creation from a I want you to look at live streaming, podcasting, and content creation from a personal perspective on how it changed your life. And we're going to tackle this subject this morning here on the huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we want to welcome you to the show. This morning, as we said in the opening, we're going to be talking about live streaming. Live stream, real talk. That's what the thumbnail says. Live stream, real talk. Live streaming from a perspective of what it means to you personally. What does content creation mean to you personally? What does podcasting mean to you personally? And so that's what we're going to talk about this morning. In particular, I want to talk about how live streaming has changed my life personally. And so as we get ready to start, if you're watching me on YouTube this morning, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Let me know in the chat what city you're repping, city and state that you're repping, because we are truly excited this morning about this morning's show. Let us know if you're a part of Team Live, hashtag Team Live, or if you're going to watch the replay, hashtag Team Replay. This morning, I want to say good morning to the team captain for Team Live this morning, Sammy, the superstar, who's joining us this morning. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? I'm grateful for you joining me here this morning on the huddle. As you're coming in this morning, let us know where you're watching us from as we get into this topic of live streaming. And where I got this idea of live streaming, how it changed my life personally, I want to give a shout out to the man all the way from London, Mr. Ash Bolin. He had a podcast show, one of his master classes last Friday, and he was talking about podcasting from a personal perspective of how he changed his life. And he shared some different topics and tips on how podcasting. I thought it was interesting that, we need to continue this conversation, because so many times as content creators, we're trying to approach topics and titles and ideas from a perspective of engaging the audience. And that's something we should be doing. We're engaging and creating content from the perspective of how we can rank in search and get views and subscribers and grow your channel. And that's important. But from time to time, we need to pull the veil back and let the audience know why live streaming to us as content creators are important. They watch our content. They come to our live streams every morning or evening, the times that you go live, and you put on a presentation or a show that you want to add value to them. But unfortunately, sometimes we don't make it personal enough so that they can get to know us more on a personal level. And so that's what we want to do this morning. I want to share why live streaming is important to me. And so as we go into this tip number one, the reason why live streaming is so important to me and how it changed my life is that as I began live streaming, I began to understand it helped me to build confidence on camera. It helped me to build confidence on camera. Now, that's not to say uploading videos on YouTube or doing shorts or podcasting can't do that for me, but in particularly when I got into live streaming, I felt like I had truly found my lane. I truly felt like I could connect with the audience face to face and connect with those who were connecting with the huddle and who wanted to be a part of the huddle, like my dear friend Denise Jordan, all the way from Indiana, and the captain of Team Live, co-captain this morning, Mr. Ash Boland, all the way from London. Yes, and it seemed like when I was doing online videos, I wasn't tapping into that side of me that you see on live streaming. But when I got into live streaming, it's like a light clicked on, a switch got clicked, a hat got turned from front to back, and it was like, this is my lane. And as the more as I began to do it, I began to build confidence on camera. Not only did I begin to build confidence on camera, live streaming began to help me to overcome limiting beliefs that I had about myself. Limiting beliefs such as, Walter, you're too old to be doing live streaming. You're in the third quarter of your life. You say, Walter, what does the third quarter of your life mean? Well, the third quarter of your life is that part when you're in your 50s to 60s. You haven't hit the retirement age yet. You haven't hit the fourth quarter yet. But I'm in my 50s. And so I'm in the third quarter. And so what I recognize about sports in the third quarter, whether it be basketball, whether it be football, in the third quarter, a team has to make an adjustment depending on what the score is, depending on who has the advantage in the game. If the team is down by 7 points or 14 points, the coach brings the team into the locker room and they assess the situation, and the coach begins to remind them who they are, what they're capable of doing, and how they can make the right adjustments to be able to win the game. And so I'm in the third quarter of my life. And so as I've been doing live streaming, it began to help me to say, okay, live streaming can help me to overcome limiting beliefs like you're too old. How many of you have battled and dealt with limiting beliefs? If that's you, put in the chat me. If you've been dealing with limiting beliefs that I'm just too old, I'm too young, I don't have enough knowledge, I don't have enough education, I don't know if I'm smart enough to handle all the tech. If that's you in the chat, let me know if you've dealt with limiting beliefs. And so if it's podcasting that's helped you to be able to overcome limiting beliefs, put me in the chat. If it's uploading videos and live streaming like myself, put it in the chat. That's me who overcome limiting beliefs. Not only was I able to overcome limiting beliefs, but I was able to push through the imposter syndrome. We touched on it a couple of weeks ago, but the imposter syndrome that makes you feel like, well, I'm not good enough. I feel fraudulent. I feel like that I don't measure up to the next content creator that I see on YouTube that has over 1.5 million views on their video that they uploaded. I don't feel like I measure up with some of the days live streamers like a Nick Nimmin or Daryl Eves, because right now he's live streaming. It's interesting. As I was getting ready to go live, I peeked at Nick Nimmin's live stream, and he had over 340 people watching him live as of that moment that YouTube was telling me on my homepage, trying to entice me to watch. And then you go live on your own live stream, and you're appreciative of the community that you have, but you don't have the Nick Nimmin numbers that you would like to have like he has. But that's imposter syndrome. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves. And so live streaming has really helped me to be able to push past the imposter syndrome and to really appreciate who God has made me to be, who God has called me to be, who God has identified me to be, and help me to build confidence through live streaming. And so I've been able to push past through limiting beliefs, overcome imposter syndrome, but most importantly, putting in the reps of doing live stream, being consistent every week, being consistent every Saturday at 11 a.m. Those live streams where there would only be zero people watching. But I began to understand that it was just a dress rehearsal to put me before great people like Ash, to put me before great people like Denise, to put me before great people like Sammy, to put me before people who are watching me live right now on YouTube, but hasn't necessarily felt comfortable enough to make themselves known in the chat, but they're there watching behind the scenes. And to have the privilege and the honor to be before you lets me know that I had to be able to put in the reps when no one was watching, because live streaming, little did I know, was going to be a vehicle or a tool or a platform to help change my life, to build confidence on camera. And so if that's you this morning, let me know in the chat how live streaming has changed your life. In the chat, if put hashtag change life. If live stream has changed your life, hashtag change life. If podcasting has changed your life, put hashtag change the life. I see a few comments here. We're going to try to be a little interactive in between these points, but sometimes I get on a roll. But I want to try to do at least one or two that pop up. Okay, boom. Mr. Ash says, I see there's a delay. Okay, you are killing it. You are live, and you're live, and you're live. Forgive me there. There we go. You're killing it with your live and your sub ratio. I appreciate that, Ash. I appreciate that. And it was a matter of just taking my focus off of what was important, what was not important, taking my focus, what was not important. Because when you're first starting on live stream and you're first doing online video, you start to focus on, unfortunately, trying to get views, trying to get subscribers, focusing on the things that are not really all that important. And I had to understand that that's not important right now. Right now, what's important is to be able to put in the reps, as a content creator. There we go. I wanted to pull up Denise this morning. She says, "Me, I'm struggling with too old, but now I'm a YouTube auntie." That's right. You are considered a YouTube auntie with grace and wisdom and knowledge, Denise, that so many of your viewers are looking to for advice, especially in these tough times. I believe I caught one of your live streams when I first met you, and one of your viewers had said, about and you creating some content that spoke to be able to purchase food and being able to prepare food in these tough economic times where high inflation in prices, food prices and gas prices. And you were sensitive enough to be able to hear that feedback from your audience and then to put some content together that spoke to your audience needs. And to me, that's a live streamer. That's a content creator. That's a person who has the heart of God, I believe, the heart of God, who can be sensitive to the pain points of their viewers' needs here on YouTube, of the platform that we use. And so, as I said, hey, whether if it's live streaming or if it's podcasting, whatever the vehicle it is, appreciate how it's bringing change in your life. I believe in this principle wholeheartedly. Before you can ask God to change someone else, you first need to change. I'll say that again. Before you can ask God to change your spouse, to change your husband, to change your wife, to change your child, you have to be willing to change first. Before, I believe, we can see some change in sub numbers and views and the growth of the channel, I believe the content creator themselves has to be willing to change their focus, change their perspective. They have to be willing to allow that platform to help them to change and to build confidence on the platform they're on. Tip number 2, it helped me to develop new skills that I didn't know that I had the potential of developing, and refining some skills that I knew I had, but I didn't realize they could be refined in this way with this platform called live streaming. Being able to have such skills as communication skills. And in my regular 9 to 5 day job, I spent a lot of time on the phone talking to customers about, their accounts, their finances, their business. And I would talk to individuals, whether if they were black, white, Indian, or whatever the nationality or ethnicity, but they all had something in common. They wanted to know, why isn't my money in my account? Some of them communicated that in a nice, respectful way, and others didn't communicate it in a nice, respectful way. But I had to have the type of communication skills to be able to communicate them, to let them know that I was willing to address their needs and help to resolve the problem that they had in an efficient and timely manner, and to de-escalate whatever situation that they have. So I've had communication skills, but it seemed as I began to get into live streaming began to help me to refine that skill of communication. Live streaming began to help me to discover a skill that I didn't even know that I had, which was interviewing. I remember when I did one of my first couple of live streams, and I invited some family and some friends on for a live stream chat about, manhood and how we can become better husbands and better fathers and better sons and better men in our community. And when the live stream was over, I remember a family member saying to me, he asked me, he said, what this in particular, what did you go to college for? And when you were in college, when you got your degree? And I said, I went to school for business management, business administration. He said, man, you missed your major. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you should have been in journalism. You should have been in communication. He said, because you have the ability to not only put together an interview and a presentation, but when you bring a guest on, you make them feel welcome, you make them feel wanted, and you make them feel needed. And I began to pay attention to that. And as I began to put in the reps and do more live streaming, that interviewing skill began to grow. I began to refine it, and I began to work with it, that even to the point when I began to collaborate with individuals like Ash and have Denise and other content creators on, and Jeff Bartz and Benji Travis. They all began to echo the same thing about the skill of interviewing. And so live streaming has truly changed my life from the perspective now that if I was to ever go into the corporate world and I'm in a position where now I need to interview someone for a position, I have the confidence now in knowing that I have that skill, because live streaming has helped me to be able to discover a skill that I didn't know that was in me all a while. And so my question that I have for you, those in the chat who are part of Team Live, put in the chat, what skill have you developed through online video, through live streaming, through podcasting, through content creation? Is it researching, being able to be a better researcher? Is it a person to be able to communicate better? Is it to be able to work with people and being more compassionate, being more sensitive to people's pain points? These are all skills that we develop through this platform of live streaming. Good morning, Tech Troublemaker. No apologies needed, sir. We're glad that you're here this morning, here on the huddle this morning. And so live streaming has helped me to develop new skills that I didn't even know that I have. Hey, if you are getting great value out of this live stream this morning, I wanted to make it personal this morning, how live streaming has changed my life as a content creator. Make it personal for you, how live streaming or podcasting has changed your life this morning, or just uploading online videos, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up button. Click the thumbs up button by hitting the like button. Share this live stream this morning on your favorite social media platform, whether if it's Facebook, whether if it's LinkedIn or IG. Share it this morning to encourage another content creator to say, hey, look, you're in a creative fog this morning where you're kind of discouraged about some things, about how your channel is not progressing. Maybe this morning is an opportunity for us as content creators to take a look at how this platform called YouTube and live streaming and podcasting, because I looked this morning, I'm seeing former wrestlers like Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. I'm seeing former entertainers like or current entertainers like Brian Culbertson, where they are now doing live streaming to be a part of what they are doing in their profession. Live streaming is just become a tool and a platform that is bringing change in so many people's lives. So do me a favor, click the like button, hit the share button, share this on your favorite social media platform. Oh, yes, we got the coach in the house. We got the Phil Jackson in the house. We got the Phil Jackson, the Pat Riley of YouTube, Mr. Ken, the content coach, in the house this morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, coach. He's the type of coach that will make you run a couple of laps around the down the court, do some suicide sprints, and then bring you on if you're a first-time live streamer on his platform, and help you to get comfortable with the live stream. Definitely. Tip number 3. How has live stream changed my life? It's also helped me to become an online student. Many years ago, when I went back to college and I got my degree, I went to an online school called Kaplan University to finish and get my degree in business management. And for the most part, that was really, after I got the degree, I was good. But getting onto YouTube and doing live streaming, it's changed me to help me to become a more committed online student, because I'm taking more online courses through LinkedIn. If you're familiar with LinkedIn Learning, to be able to take some online courses on live streaming, online courses through social media, online courses through personal branding. You're able to find some online courses on YouTube, and be able to learn more how to be a better content creator. So it's helped me to get more involved with taking online courses that's going to help me and be able to put a better piece of product that's going to add value to those who watch the huddle. It's helped me to get comfortable in using new technology. There was a time where I wasn't familiar with how to use a C922 Logitech webcam. There was a time where I was not comfortable, just recently, not using the Stream Deck. But getting into live streaming, it's opened me up to be able to have the confidence in using new technology. Being able to reach out to individuals like Ken and Ash and Tech Troublemaker, and to ask for help, to help me to become an online student in learning new technology. So I'm just believing in a couple of weeks and months, I'm going to go ahead and purchase my Rodecaster Pro. I don't think I'm going to get the Rodecaster 2, but I'm going to start with the Rodecaster Pro, because I feel that it's something that's going to really speak to and help me for what I need it for, versus trying to go for the brand new, Rodecaster 2. It's like purchasing a brand new car that's right off the lot. Well, sometimes you don't need to purchase a brand new car. Sometimes you need to get the year or two before it, and it'll still be able to do what it needs to do. And so it's also, live streaming has changed my life in the sense of being a part of online events. I haven't had an opportunity yet to go to an in-person event yet, but just a year ago, being a part of Grow with Video with Think Media and Sean Cannell, and meeting individuals at an online event, and being a part of online events that individuals like James Hicks has put together, and some of other content creators that I've met. It's helped me to become a better online student. And so live streaming has helped to change my life, that it's helped me to be able to see the growth, the maturation, that I'm still a work in progress. I'm still in progress, and I nowhere have I arrived yet, but I'm still a work in progress, and it helps me to appreciate the journey. And so I wanted to share this live stream from a personal perspective, with the hopes that you will do the same. How is live stream helped you to build your confidence on camera? How has live streaming helped you to develop new skills? How has live streaming or podcasting helped you to become a better online student? So that way, when you approach your content that you look to make this week, you will approach and make your content from a lens of, yes, I am a better man or a woman, and I'm more confident because I've overcome the imposter syndrome. I've overcome limiting beliefs, and live streaming has changed my life for the better, and it's still changing my life. Tip number four. It's opened new doors for me. It's opened new doors. A couple of ways it has opened new doors for me, because it's helped me to establish new relationships. Like some of you who are in the chat, like Ash, Ken, Tech Troublemaker, my dear friend Denise, and those of you who are watching us on YouTube this morning who may have not got it, let us know who you are in the chat, but you're watching. It's helped me to develop new relationships with you, and I'm appreciative of that. And so I don't have to travel this journey of the content creation. I don't have to walk these streets of online video by myself. It's a matter of just reaching out to a fellow content creator, or joining I'm going to give a quick plug to the coach, his Just Hit Record community. And so, Ken, if you wouldn't mind, put the link in the chat. And those who are part of the Huddle community, if you're interested in being a part of the Just Hit Record community, check out that link. You say, well, Walter, when is the time going to come where you would put a Huddle community together on the level that Ken has? Well, we're not there yet, but I believe when I see something great and I see something that's working, hey, look, learn from the experts. Learn from the experts who are doing it right. And when the time comes to be able to put a community together on the level that he has it at, then we will roll that out. But for now, I don't have a problem with the Huddle community and the Just Hit Record community coming together and us learning from one another. And so, Ken, when you get a chance, put that in the chat for me. So those who will watch the replay, those of you who will be a part of Team Replay, can check out the Huddle community. But it's built new relationships. Not only has it built new relationships, but it's provided new merchandise. And I don't talk about this all that much, but being able to have t-shirts and hoodies with the Huddle on it, that was something that when I first began to when you talk about imposter syndrome, and I was like, I'm going to I'm going to put this together for branding purposes. But no one, the imposter syndrome will tell you, well, nobody wants to buy your t-shirt. Nobody wants to buy your hoodie. Why are you making something like that? You're not going to get anyone. But the truth of the matter is, and the reason why anyone has bought any of my t-shirts or my hoodies, because I haven't been doing a great job of letting the Huddle community know that it's available now, and how you can purchase it. So if you look in the description, I've put my email there if you are interested in getting a Huddle t-shirt and you want to purchase one, just look in the description and hit me up in that email, and we'll see about getting you one. But my whole point is not from a sales standpoint, but it's live streaming has changed my life. Now I'm looking at merchandise. I'm looking at putting, instead of me going on YouTube and buying someone else's shirt, it challenged me to go to a platform like Printful, which this live stream is not sponsored by Printful, but it challenged me to go to a platform like Printful and to create my own t-shirts so that we could have a part of the huddle community. And there's some other merchandise that we're going to be looking to put together. And so hey, we're definitely, chat says, look in the chat, asks, you should set up a buy me coffee. This is true. You're right. I think I'm at that point now where I can put together a buy me a coffee. So I will definitely look to you, Ash or Ken, about setting that up. I think, Ash, when we first met one another last year, I didn't feel confident enough to feel like that I was there at that place to put together a buy me a coffee. But I think you are right. We are at a point now where it is time to put together a buy me a coffee. And the third thing that open new doors is it's helped me to establish a personal brand. It's helped me to establish a personal brand now that it's interesting in the online communities that we are all a part of. When people are introduced to me or I'm spoke of in circles of other communities, that people who may know of me or individuals like yourself that may be a part of another community. And if the individual says, oh, hey, do you know Walter Strong? It at first the person may say, no, I don't know who it is. But then if you say the huddle, the individual say, oh yeah, I know who he is. He's the guy that comes on every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I've seen him through some social media posts. I've seen him on through some replays of his videos. So we're establishing a brand now, here on the platform of through social media, and live streams has helped me to help change my perspective on being able to have a platform and a brand. And so as as we go into these tips, I want you to kind of look at and see what are some of the new relationships over the last 6 months that podcasting or live streaming has helped you to establish. How, what new merchandise have you put together but maybe have not rolled out yet to your community, that over the last 6 months to a year that this platform called live streaming has helped you to do. And so these are things that are helping to bring change in our lives, whereas one point we may have thought ourselves as employees or employers or managers, to now we can be able to say entrepreneur, of being able to be able to provide a product or a service through live streaming. Hey, if you're getting great value this morning out of this conversation of how live streaming has changed my life as a content creator, and I don't want this to be personal for me, but how live streaming has changed your life as a content creator, I need a favor for you. I need you to smash the like button, click the thumbs up, share this on your favorite social media platform. And if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, where we're committed to help you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. And so tip number 5, and I had to save this tip for last. And Ash, I believe you touched on this on your masterclass last Friday, but I had to save this tip for last. How it's unlocked my creative passion. And what I mean by that is, in particular, we as men, when we meet each other for the first time, if you're traveling on a plane from a business trip or something, or just in, at a restaurant or something, you meet someone, you say, hey, my name is Roy, what's your name? my name is Roy, and you say, hey, my name is Ash, and Roy says, well, what do you do for a living? And you say, I'm a mortgage broker. And then the other person responds and says, well, I'm a manager at Target. And depending on how that communication comes, sometimes a person will express what they do and identify who they are by what they do, by how you hear the tone in their voice. If there is an excitement about how they identify who they are by what they do for a living, you'll hear the passion. You'll hear the fire on the inside them by how they communicate, by what they do, and they begin to light up. Well, before doing YouTube, and in particular before doing live streaming, when individuals would ask me what I did for a living, I would just say, "Hey, look, I'm a credit risk analyst that works in the merchant service industry." But when I said that, there was no joy, there was no excitement for what I did. I just felt like it was a regular 9 to 5 job. But even though I still work in the risk management industry as part of my 9 to 5, it's not what lights me up. But then doing the huddle and doing live streamings and having the opportunity to be able to help address a person's pain point, to be able to answer a specific question that a viewer has, and then to get feedback from that viewer of how a live stream that we do has helped improve the quality of their life, it began to help on the inside of me light up a fire that gave an excitement for me to release a creative passion. So much to the point that I began to believe in myself that this is something I can do every Saturday, and to do it with the purpose of how to help better someone's life. And the more I begin to do that, I begin to feel more of a creative passion. And it seems like as you get older and you get into business, you become more analytical. You become more from the analytical side. But the creative side, unfortunately, suffers. And as a result, if someone asks you to sit down and to create something, you don't have the confidence that you feel that creative side can be of value to someone, because we're working in the 9 to 5 business world every day, from maybe Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. But live streaming has helped me to believe in myself more, that you have creativity on the inside of you where you can put content together and put it together in such a way where it's going to help someone. And so, question I would ask is, how is live streaming or podcasting or content creation helped you to unlock your creative passion? How has it helped you unlock your creative passion? Not only helped you believe in yourself, but helped you to discover gifts and talents that you had, that you used in a different way, um, and now in a new way that helps to enhance those gifts and talents that you have, to be able to share your life experience with someone that will help you unlock creative passion, so that it will help add value to someone's life. And so these are just 5 ways, 5 tips that live streaming has changed my life. And so, in summary, it's helped me to build confidence on camera. It's helped me to develop new skills. It's helped me to be able to become an online student, in the classroom of life, because we're always learning. And it's helped me to open to be able to walk through new doors, and it's helped me to unlock creative passions. Now, as you see that summary up, if one of those ways identifies with you, and I'll leave it up for a few minutes. If you can identify with some of these ways that I have here in the summary, just put in the chat, what live streaming has helped you in your life to be able to accomplish. And if it's something else that is not on this list, then put it in the chat. Let's share with one another how, whether if it's live streaming, whether if it's content creation, whether if it's podcasting, how has the vehicle that you're using to help change your life that causes the light on the inside you to burn brighter, to be a light in such a way that even when you collaborate and work with other individuals, you're not threatened even to be a little light. You say, Walter, what do you mean by that? I want you to think about this for a minute. From time to time in our lives, we will have the opportunity to get on a plane and to fly from one destination to the next. But what's interesting, especially when you land at night, there are a bunch of little lights, not big lights, but little lights that help and work together in concert to bring a 747 jumbo jet plane down safely, so that the passengers and the pilots and the airline stewardess can all land safely. And so even when you're collaborating with someone, because you understand how live streaming or podcasting or content creation has changed your life, when you start collaborating with other content creators, maybe this is a bonus tip: collaboration. Live streaming has helped me in the area of collaboration. And when you collaborate, you don't have to feel threatened that you are just a little light. You don't have to be the big light. You want the person that you're collaborating to be the big light. You want to add value to that person. You want to add value to their audience, so that the audience who is flying in the plane can all land down safely and enjoy and get value out of what you're both putting together as lights. And when you approach it from that standpoint, you see that you as a person has truly changed, and you are a person that truly has lighted life. Ken said, all of the above. He says, I got to put all of the above. All of them has worked for him. Great wisdom. I appreciate that, Tech Troublemaker. Great wisdom. Great wisdom. Yes, and we're still learning. I'm still learning. I maybe 6 months from now, I will definitely revisit this topic. Want to give a shout out to Ash, who started this conversation in his masterclass in podcasting. And see, little do we know, when we are putting something together, and it may be a podcast or a live stream where you may feel like, man, maybe I focused too much on myself, and maybe the audience didn't really connect with it. All it takes is one. It just takes is one. And so I just took that, what he put into motion, and I said, okay, I'm going to take this and run it to the next leg. And so Tech Troublemaker, Ken, or Denise, or those of you who are watching on the replay, a part of hashtag Team Replay, if you've gotten great value out of this discussion this morning on how live stream has changed my life, this is my story and my testimony, how we've been able to take some of the mess in my life and to craft it into a message of value to you. We want you to take it to the next leg and share it on your platform, with your community, with your viewers, and provide value. I wanted to, as Ash says, sometimes we need to peel the curtain back, pull the veil back, so people can see us and get to know us more on a personal level. We don't have it all together. We don't all have it together, but the simple fact that we're all working together to improve and be better individuals, I believe the rewards of that will be seen in the numbers, in the metrics that we have. And so that's the summary this morning. Any thoughts, any additional thoughts, any additional questions we need to maybe to go over, please do so, and putting that in the chat, and we will do our best to try to address some of that If you're watching us on YouTube, just joining us, we're talking about 5 ways how live streaming has changed my life as a content creator, how it's helped me to have more confidence on camera, how it's helped me to develop new skills that I didn't know that I had, or skills that I did have, but I began to see how live streaming helped me to refine those skills and becoming a better online student, having the opportunity to go through new doors, being invited on different other live stream shows. Um, but most importantly, my favorite of all is unlocking my creative passions. Um, because when you have creativity and you are passionate about something, when someone asks you what you do for a living, you can say, "Hey, I'm an online coach and I'm a live stream producer. That's what I do for a living. That's what I'm working on, becoming better at each day." And they say, "Wow, man, you seem to really enjoy that." I love it. I really love it. And um, I have a live stream show, part of my YouTube channel that comes on at 11 a.m. every Saturday morning. And so if you can join me, love to have you to be a part of it. And you know, I wasn't able to say these things and communicate these things because there was some limiting beliefs that I had to overcome. There was some imposter syndrome that I had to be able to push through. I had to put in the reps. And so we are just truly excited about this journey that we are all on as content creators. And so there you have it, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are part of Team Live and those of you who are part of Team Replay. Just looking at a few comments here. It says people, you and Walter. Yeah, creating a tribe. Yes, sir. Ash, I agree with you. You begin to create a tribe, or I hear Seth Godin always. I think he has a book called "Says Your Tribe." Your something about you attracting your tribe. You being able to attract your own tribe. I like the word community better than saying the word tribe. I just like the word community because I believe in raising children. It takes a village. It takes a community to raise children. Just getting a little personal for a minute. Growing up, reflecting on my life as a kid, I was a very bad kid, who bad in the sense of I was disrespectful to other adults. And I grew up in the era, if you were disrespectful to other adults and you didn't respect and you just treat people the way they should, once they went upside your head and they told your mother, your dad, and mother and father, then they went upside your head. But I began to realize it was a community that helped me to be able to um, help me to change and become a better person after enough beatings with the belt, enough whippings with the switch. I realize you do that in today's time that people will consider that as child abuse, but it's what helped save me and kept me off the corner selling drugs. It's what helped me to stay out of a jail cell um, for life. It's what helped me not be 6 feet under, to having the sun shining on my grave instead of shining on my face. And so I just like the word community so much better. Good morning, Mr. BGG Grooming. Say good morning, sir. Thank you for checking us out. And you're listening while you're at work. I really appreciate that. You felt that the huddle is a piece of a live stream show that you can enjoy enough to be able to be able to do your 9 to 5 work. I appreciate that, and we will do our best to continue to provide the type of content that when we come on live every Saturday morning at 11 a.m., that your first thought is wanting to turn on the huddle instead of turning on CNN for the latest news or the local news that you would want to pull up a huddle. And so I appreciate that. I don't take that for granted, sir. Don't take that for granted. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream this morning on 5 ways has live streaming, how podcasting, has content creation has changed your life, it's changed my life. Do me a favor, click the like button if you have the ability to do so. Or when you watch the replay of this, hashtag team replay in the comments section. So, so glad to see so many of you who are a part of the chat this morning. Denise says, I am getting ready for a pop-up fair. All right, definitely. And you're packing aprons while you're listening. I appreciate that. And all the best success for you, Denise, on your fair this morning. Gentlemen, if you need some tips in the kitchen, and now I know a lot of us are men here in the chat, and if those of you who are listening who maybe have community, if you need some tips in the kitchen, in the household, Denise is the go-to person. Right now, we're living in some tough economic times, high gas prices, high food prices. Denise is the person who can show you how to take that check that's only $500, which you think is not enough in these high price times, to make it more than enough with her great content. And so, gentlemen, you be the head of the household. You don't refer Denise to the wife and say, honey, you need to watch this and to stretch that check. No, you be the head of the household and you reach out to Denise. Denise says, hey, men have homemaking too. Yes, we as men, we do all have homemaking skills too. You know, I don't want to embarrass anyone. You know, I don't want to embarrass them. But you are right. There are men who have homemaking skills as well. But we all have to know how. Sometimes we need to go back to those days when moms would show us as young boys growing up. And I think you are the bridge to that generation that this new generation needs to know about, Denise. And that's the reason why I wanted to shout you out. You know, there's so much great conversation going on in the chat this morning. So I know you guys have some things planned for this Saturday morning. So, and going into this Saturday day. So I want to thank you all for joining us on the huddle this morning. And so we're not going to hold you too long. We try to stay at about 45 minutes with these live streams. We got coming up next Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday, we have the one, the only Mr. Dr. Elo on Monday at 7 p.m. going to join us on the huddle. I just got to put some stuff together to finalize, but we're excited that Dr. Elo is going to be joining us Monday evening on the huddle. So we are excited. So make a note in your calendar, Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk to Dr. Elo, and we're going to get into the topic of how do you repurpose your live streams effectively that will help you get more views on your channel. That's what we're going to talk about. So we are excited. So other than that, I think we've said all what we need to say. And other than that, we're just so grateful to everyone that is in the chat, part of Team Live and part of Team Replay. And so as we close out, I want to say again, thanks to BGG Grooming, to Miss Denise, to Ken, to Tech Troublemaker, to Ash, those of you who will watch the replay, part of Team Replay. The crew is showing up. I think last week's live stream had over close to almost like 230 views. And so I checked the analytics. We're definitely getting into suggested. We're definitely getting on home pages. YouTube definitely sees the value of each and every one of these live streams. So I want to say again, thanks to Ash and Ken and those of you challenging me to say, hey, look, we need to see some live stream huddles with just you and no guests. So what we're going to probably end up doing is, if we can get a consistent flow, we'll have our guests once a month on a Monday evening, and we'll do our live streams with myself and the community every Saturday morning. So that's the formula that we're looking to put together. So, hey, if you're getting great value out of what we said this morning, smash the like button, share this on your favorite social media channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I think right now we're at 247. I'm basically trying to get myself just to stop looking and just to keep focusing on putting great content. But if you get value out of what we've been saying this morning, subscribe to the channel. We're committed to help you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video. So we've said everything that we need to say, and I want to thank everyone for being in part of Team Live. And as we close out, we'll close out saying, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that will prevail in your life. Make a quality decision to this day, to let God's purpose prevail in your life, so that the change that you want to see in others first is witnessed in you, and then you'll see the change in their lives. See you next week. God bless.